Hello, everyone. My friends, this is Faye, the sales strategist. Uh, I want to talk to you tonight about something really interesting. I know that many of you are preparing to do seminars for the upcoming AEP. So if you are a Medicare insurance professional getting ready to step onto a stage, getting ready to host a library seminar, or getting ready to go live in a webinar for the upcoming AEP, take a long, deep breath because today I'm going to talk to you about the very first 3 seconds after you pick up the microphone. This is the most important part of what you're going to do. Most of you spend weeks tweaking a PowerPoint slide, double checking compliance disclosures, ordering snacks for the room, finding the room, marketing your event, getting it all done. And then the moment you stand up to speak, you lose half of the room before they even finish with you introducing yourself. So today I'm going to share how to grab the room attention, grab them by the heart and the mind in the first 3 seconds. So they stop checking their watch, they stop looking around, they stop talking to each other, and they start actually hanging on to every word that you say. Now, here's the problem. Let's be honest about it. When it comes to the AEP, you know what the seniors are going through. By the time someone sits down in your seminar or logs on to your webinar, their mailbox is overflowing, their TV is blaring Medicare commercials on loop on every channel, their phones have been ringing off the hook with robocalls. So their cognitive load is maxed out. And you know this. You know they've gone through this. So when you stand up in front of them and say, "Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Faye, and today I'm going to go over the 2027 or whatever year it is, Medicare Advantage or Medicare changes." Do you know what the audience really hears when you say that? They hear a sales pitch. And their defense goes up. Of course, that's naturally. They cross their arms, they tune you out, they're staring at you and hoping that you'll hurry up and ask, when can they ask you a question? Because they came with something in mind. Now you can have the best heart, you can have the most compliant presentation, and the best plan options in your market. But if you don't capture their attention in those opening moments, you'll never get the chance to help them. So, in my AAA sales system, which is, of course, authenticity, authority, and attention, attention isn't about being loud or flashy or having fancy slides. Attention is just about relevance. It's about interrupting what they expect you to say as a salesperson and saying something that is totally not what they were expecting at the moment. So I'm going to give you three plug and play opening lines that you can use in your very next presentation. Now, I want you to write these down, although at the end, if you stay until the end or if you look in the description below, you're going to find that I'm actually giving you these three plug and play opening lines that you can use that will grab attention. Now, the first one is best used for community seminars for library talks, or for dinner meetings. So this is an educational meeting only where you're serving food. You actually have a good number of people that are there. This isn't the 2 or 3 that you're going to chat with at the Starbucks or the McDonald's or the Burger King. This is actually a real event that you're putting on. It's a community seminar. That's what this first one is about. And it's called the reality hook. So when you stand in front of them, instead of thanking them for coming, start by validating their reality. Look around the room, smile, and say, before we get started today, do me a favor. Raise your hand if your mailbox has been completely overflowing and your phone hasn't stopped ringing for the last week. And then pause. Let them raise their hands. And then you're going to say, I thought so. Well, I got news for you today. I got good news for you today. Today, we're shutting off the noise. You can put your pens down, take a deep breath, and we're just going to make sense of all of this and everything that's going on in the Medicare space together. Now, do you see what happened there? You instantly validated their frustration. You didn't start with a pitch. You didn't start with, hello, I hope you're feeling well. Thank you for coming. You started out by being a human being. It was an instant connection. So the way you say that and the time that you allow them to raise their hands actually makes that connection with you. Now you've got their attention. Opener number 2 is actually called the exposure. And this one is used best for educational workshops where the beneficiaries are looking for clear, practical facts. It might best fit for T65s or people who are going to be new to Medicare. So it creates immediate, urgent curiosity about what you're going to talk about. So you walk up, your shoulders squared, the smile on your face, you take the mic and you say, did you know that right here in our county, several major hospital networks and pharmacies have updated their provider contracts for the year coming up, and most people don't realize it? And you may not even be aware of it until you go to your doctor's office next year. My goal today is simple, is to make sure that you know exactly where your doctors and your prescriptions stand before those changes take effect. Boom. You haven't mentioned a carrier's name. You haven't mentioned a policy. You have not mentioned any copays. You haven't mentioned anything that's salesy. What you've done is you've highlighted an operational reality that directly affects their healthcare safety net. That's how you have gotten their attention. And you grabbed it because now they don't know which of those carriers, which of those providers are not in place, but you're going to be the one who can give them that information. Think about that. Wasn't that easy? Now, the third one is called the clarity. The clarity hook is used best for webinars or high attendance group events. Like you might be doing a group event for an employer retiree group. You might be doing webinars for a group of people who are throughout the country in different areas. So this one is it's called Clarity because it disarms the sales defense. So if it's a webinar, you're going to look right into the camera. And if it's a seminar, you're going to look straight into the crowd. And you're going to say, my goal today isn't to sell you an insurance plan. My goal is to make sure you leave this room knowing the single biggest mistake that people make during AEP. And that's so that you don't make it. Boom. First 3 seconds. You disarm the expectation of a hard sell. You've put them at ease. They're not looking for you to sell them anything. You told them what you want to do. You moved out of the salesman's role and straight into a trusted insurance professional's role. So now you are all my friends, my associates. I want you to know that words matter. Yes, words do matter. That's biblical too. For those of you Bible study students, you know that the Bible says what comes out of your mouth. So words matter, but how you deliver those words matters just as much. When you deliver these openings, I want you to drop the sales voice, no forced enthusiasm, no talking fast because you're nervous. Speak in your natural, warm, conversational register, the exact tone that you would use if you were sitting at the kitchen table talking to your mom, your dad, or your neighbor, or even your children. Now, when you combine authenticity in your heart with authority in your knowledge, these opening lines will command the room for you with attention every single time. Now, if you're ready to make the upcoming AEP your most structured, your most confident, and your most profitable season yet without burning out or chasing prospects, I want to help you get those sales engines locked in. Right now, I'm opening up some spots for the 4-week one-to-one accelerate program where we dive deep into the AAA sales system, as well as I have a 90-minute intensive strategy session that's also available. So you can choose 90-minute intensive or 4-week one-on-one accelerator program just to audit your presentation, get your pitch right, make sure that you have the right openings to grab attention. And you could do all of this before October 1st. So look for the link in the description below, or you can reach out to my team. The telephone number will be below. Let's make sure that you walk into this AEP with absolute certainty. If you're going to do webinars or seminars, you need to know how to actually do that. If this video helped you today, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other people in your office who need to hear it. And until next time, keep serving with authenticity, leading with authority, and capturing attention to your success. Thank you so very, very much for being with me.